Welcome to your coverage of Missoula's sports heroes. You're tuned in to the Missoula Prep Sports Network live stream of local sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen.
This presentation of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness, the only gym from Montana for Montana.
Check it out.
MPSN is your leader in Missoula's prep sports.
Woo!
We now take you to the action on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Everybody hustles out there, okay, guys? Nobody quits.
Hello, folks, and welcome into the Missoula Prep Sports Network's coverage of the 2019 Class AA Legion State Tournament as the Missoula Mavericks host the number 1 Missoula Mavericks host the number 8 Great Falls Chargers. Let's meet the players. For the Chargers, leading off will be Cal Cromwell. He's the shortstop. Derek Spring is the second baseman. Andrew Paradise is in right field. Josh Lowry will be the pitcher on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound for Game 1. Travis Stouter is the first baseman. Tyler Marr is at third. Braden Hurst is in center field. Keaton Clark is the catcher, and rounding out the order is Logan Houston. And I mentioned Josh Lowry is the pitcher on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. For the Mavericks, it'll be Brendan Hill in center field to lead off. Dane Frazier in right field. Trad Richardson's the shortstop. Bridger Johnson will hang out in left field. Stuart Long is the designated hitter. Charlie Kurgan, the first baseman. Drew Stensrud is at third. Andrew Clausen is the catcher, and rounding it out is the second baseman, Dayton Bay. On the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound, it's Dylan Chalmers for the Mavericks. As they announce the Maverick lineup here. Announcing Trad Richardson right at the moment as I try to square away all of my wires and cables and everything. We've got one game under our belt. We've already got a team moving on to the winner's side of the bracket, and that would be the Helena Senators beating the Kalispell Lakers 3-2. So the Lakers fall to the loser side of the bracket. They will play the winner or the loser of the Billings Scarlets Bozeman Bucks game at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Helena Senators, they will face the winner of that game at 4 p.m. tomorrow. We've got 2 more games going on today. The next game coming up at 4 p.m. That is the Billings Scarlets and the Bozeman Bucks, number 7 versus number 3. The Scarlets number 7, the Bucks number 3. And then the nightcap is the Billings Royals versus Lethbridge. The Royals number 5. The Billings Royals are the host team, and Lethbridge number 4 in the seating. Our umpires for today's game, a 3-man crew for the first 3 days of competition. When we get to Tuesday, we'll be moving on to 4-man crew, and then the championship game as well. Cameron Bierstead is the plate umpire. Ron Prokup is at first base, and Tim Vigliotti is at third. They're announcing or doing the player code right now as we get set for the game.
I will keep myself fit. I will keep a stout heart in defeat. I will keep my pride under in victory. I will keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Thank you, players, and let's play ball.
Alrighty, so we're ready to play some ball. Game 2 of the tournament set to get underway here in just a few moments, as teams will warm up. The Lakers and the Mavericks faced each other in a conference 3-game series earlier this month, as the Lakers would take that 2-1 in the series. Dilly did not pitch in that group, so we'll see how things work out from here. For the Mavericks, also, Charlie Kurgan moved up from the A squad this week to the AA. And he's at first. Kurgan, one of the top hitters at the A level for the Mavericks. And that is exactly why they put those stats together. As we get set to go here in Billings, the Billings Royals, the host for this year's tournament. I made the assumption, and well, you know what happens, folks, when you assume that it was both the Scarlets and the Royals, but I was put straight last night. So Dylan Chalmers warming up on the mound. Charlie Kerrigan at first, Dayton Bay at second, Trad Richardson the shortstop, and Drew Stensrud at third, and you've got Andrew Clausen behind the plate. Clausen with the throw, and we get ready for our first batter of the game, Cal Cromwell. Tony Forster, manager for the Chargers, and Ed McNamee at first. Here's the first pitch of the game. It's going to come in for strike one. First pitch is at 12:57. We're ahead of schedule for the second game. Dilly on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound, Dylan Chalmers. Chalmers now set, stretch, pitch on the way. And this one's fouled down the first base line to bring up strike two. 0-2 on the count. The Mavericks, well, we had the banquet last night, and teams doing their things to show camaraderie amongst each other. Well, the Mavericks, theirs was Thursday night. They dyed their hair blonde. And a pitch over the plate will strike out the first batter looking. Chalmers with 1K away.
Second baseman number 12, Derek Spring.
So we bring up Derek Spring now for the Chargers with 1 out and nobody on, top of the first. And then the Scarlets, they had Hawaiian shirts on as the pitch is on the outside of the plate for strike one. 0-1 on the count. We go 1-1 now to Spring, the second baseman. Here's the pitch by Chalmers. Outside, brings up ball 2. 2-1. And it is a runner loaded up at first for the Chargers with 1 out. 1 on, 1 out. Top of 1. Brings up Andrew Paradise now. And this one's popped into right field. Dane Frazier is there, and the pop fly will be out number 2. Runner at first holds on the bag. Brings up Josh Lowry now for the Chargers.
Pitcher number 5, Josh Lowry.
Lowry will be pitching for the Chargers when they get their chance on the defense. Chalmers now with the stretch and set. And an upstairs pitch will bring ball 1 to Lowry. Pick off. Unsuccessful. 1-0 on the count. A swing will bring up strike 1. 1-1. So the Chargers come in. They had a battle against the Monarchs, the Medicine Hat Moose Monarchs, to get in. And here comes Hathaway right away. Third batter in. And Brent Hathaway, the manager for the Mavericks, longtime manager, longest in the Legion system at 29 seasons. Right behind him is the manager for the Elks. That would be Okawa for Lethbridge. So a quick check-in to make sure that Dilly Dilly's going to throw strikes as we're 1-1 on the count. Runner's going to go. Clausen with the throw, but it's not in time. And we get ball 2, a stolen base by Spring. Chalmers checks the runner at second. Pitch on the way. And a swing will bring up strike 2. 2-2. Dylan Chalmers, the ace for the Mavericks. His third season at the AA level. Second season as the ace for the Mavs. And it's a strikeout to end the inning. Lowry looking. We'll be back with the Mavericks portion of bat right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Warning.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning. This is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half-price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Bottom of the first inning, scoreless between the Chargers and the Mavericks. The Mavericks have their chance to bat. Josh Lowry on the 5 Valley pitcher's mound, warming up right now. Brendan Hill will lead off. Dane Frazier on deck, and Trad Richardson in the hole. Lowry sets. This should be the final pitch for Lowry, and it is, as Clark will make the throw to second. So Brendan Hill to the plate for the Mavericks to start things out.
Brendan Hill.
Hill sets himself in the box. And Lowry with the first pitch of the inning. Swung on, bounced out to Lowry, the race down the line, the toss, and there's one away. Brings up Dane Frazier for the Mavericks. First 3 batters in the order for the Mavericks, part of the home run club. Dane Frazier leading the way with 3. Trad Richardson, who is on deck, has 2. And then Brendan Hill with an in-the-park home run as Dane will foul this one back for strike 1. 0-1 on the count to Frazier. Lowry with the stretch. Here's a shot by Frazier down the first baseline, foul.
Balls to the front gate. Get a coupon for free wings from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Frazier now with a bouncer up the gut, picked up by the shortstop. The throw to first will be on target, and there's 2 away on the ground out.
Shortstop number 13, Trad Richardson.
So we go to Trad Richardson now. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of 1. And Trad will swing for a foul ball to bring up strike 1. And Trad got a chance this week to catch up with his collegiate coach up in Kalispell as they're holding a clinic up there. So Trad went up to visit. Ball pitch off of Clark brings up 1-1. Lowry with the pitch, and it's going to be high to bring up ball 2, 2-1. So 1 game already finished up. Helena Senators moving on the winner's side of the bracket, 3-2 over the Kalispell Lakers, as we get another pitch upstairs to bring up 3-1 on the count. A nod by Lowry, and now the pitch. And Richardson will be walked for a runner on.
Left fielder number 10, Bridger Johnson.
Bridger Johnson for the Mavericks. At the plate now, looks down the third base line to Brent Hathaway, the manager for the Mavericks, as we get a throw to first on Richardson. I got to sit with the coaches last night for the banquet. Some good conversation. Brian Mosier at first base, as this one comes over the plate for strike 1. 0-1 on the count. Cameron Bierstead is the plate umpire. Richardson steps away from first. Here's the 0-1 by Lowry. And it'll be fouled off for strike 2. Lowry now with the stretch. And he'll step off and throw to first, a leisurely throw. 2 outs, Trad Richardson at first, bottom of 1, scoreless on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Next game is at 4 o'clock. That's the Billings Scarlets taking on the Bozeman Bucks. Here's a line, throw down the line, and we'll have ball 1. 1-2 on the count. The final game of today will be at 7 o'clock. That's the Billings Royals and the Lethbridge Elks. A little bit of a breeze. We had overcast and a cool morning, and then in between games the sun poked its head out, and it's warmed up here at Dealer Park. Here's Johnson into center field. It's over the center fielder's head. They'll go ahead and bring Richardson around. Hathaway with a wave at third. Johnson makes the corner at second, stands up at third, and the Mavericks get on the board with a shot into center field. And it's 1-0 Mavericks.
Designated hitter number 2, Stuart Long.
And it looks as though my system is still not working properly. It's not giving me the score, so we're going to go ahead and back that off. I apologize, folks, but technology. Here's Stuart Long, the designated hitter, and he'll receive the first pitch for strike 1. So we'll have to take a look at that in between innings to get that squared away. 0-1 on the count. Here's one back into center field, and the center fielder not able to get to it. Bridger Johnson will score. Stuart Long will stand up at second. off of the double. 2-0 Mavericks on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. For some reason, my system is not wanting me to, or not allowing me to input
First baseman number 22, Charlie Kurgan.
my home team scores. So we go to Charlie Kurgan now for the Mavericks with 2 outs, so runner at second and 2 runs scored. And Kurgan, before the Mavericks went on their Rapid City trip for the 4th, as he's going to foul this one high down the first base line, out of play, third row in the stands for strike 1. And I'll have to lean on my mediocre memory, but I believe he was with 6 home runs. Pitch brought in will be ball 1 to Kurgan. And we'll get ball 2 now. 2-1 on the count. Here's Kurgan with a roller up the gut. Long will step on third, comes around the corner, and the Mavericks will have 3 runs on the scoreboard off this single by Kurgan. 3-0 Mavericks.
Third baseman number 5, Bruce Stenfrew.
And that will bring out Coach Forster for and he'll check in with Lowry very quickly. And we'll get back into action. So Lowry with the pitch. And Drew Stensrud at the plate will receive the first pitch for ball 1. Throw back to first. And a throw to second. We'll have a stolen base by Kurgan. So runner at second, 2 outs, 2-0 on the count. And we'll get ball 3, 3-0 for Stensrud. Lowry now with the pitch upstairs, and Stensrud will be walked to put runners at first and second now for the Mavericks. Brings up Andrew Clausen, the catcher.
Andrew Clausen.
Oh, just okay. Lowry now is set. Clausen at the plate. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. And a foul ball will bring up strike 1. There we go. Whatever the issue was, I've got her fixed now for our scoreboard. So we'll go ahead and turn that back on. Andrew Clausen, 0-2 on the count. Lowry with the stretch. And we'll have a ball pitch. Kurgan jumped at second, but he'll go ahead and walk back to the bag. And we'll be 2-2 on the count to the catcher. Drew Stensrud at first off the walk. Kurgan at second. 3 runs scored. Lowry now with the pitch. And we'll build to a full count at 3-2 now. Runners step. Lowry with the pitch. They'll go, and it's going to be a walk to load the bases for the bottom of the order, Dayton Bay.
Second baseman, number 1.
So in the bottom of the first, the Mavericks have worked through their order, and here comes Forrester again to check in with Lowry. That will bring in the infield for the meeting as well. We'll check real quick to see, and the ball is going to be handed over, and Lowry is done. So we'll have a pitching change here in Billings. We'll step aside and have that pitching change set up for you. Mavericks lead 3-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at MPSN406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's prep sports heroes.
Hey, are you gonna try that new gym? I hear it's really cheap.
No way. They don't care what we eat. They serve pizza and bagels, and the owners are in New York City.
What? New York City? That really tans my hide.
Fuel Fitness and Nutrition, your Montana born and bred fitness chain. And unlike the others, we never close.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. We get to the bottom of the first. The Mavericks lead 3-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. And the Chargers have made a change on the $5 pitcher's mound. Braden Hurst has come in from center field, and he will throw from the mound as Josh Lowry has replaced him in center field. So Braden Hurst will warm up and go. Bottom of the first inning, Mavericks lead 3-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. And I was looking through here to see all of the notes.
Now batting second baseman, number 1, Dayton Bay.
As to how, I believe it's an 8-run rule in the state tournament, but I could be wrong. I was looking for notes in my coaches meeting stuff, but we didn't mention that. Dayton Bay at the plate. His first pitch will be a ball. Bottom of the order for the Mavericks in Dayton Bay. And Bay, he's been at the number 9 spot all season, but has embraced his place there. And through the middle portion of the season, the Mavericks, bottom of the order, were getting hits, driving in runners. The top of the order, as we'll get ball 2-0. To Bay. And I've dubbed Bay as the bunt master. He has got one of the most beautiful bunts I have seen. As we get a pitch dropped in for strike 1, 2-1 on the count to the second baseman. But Bay has been over there at second base, holding strong, and then at the plate, he has been killer with the bunt. Here's a pitch in front of the plate. It'll hop in the dirt. Loaded bases for the Mavericks. 2 outs. 3-1 on the count to Bay. Here's the stretch and set by Hurst. And Bay bounces this one down the third base line. It'll be picked up. The first baseman will have the throw, and it's not in time. Kurgan will score from third, and the Mavericks will jump another run up on the board. And the switch has been flipped, and the machine they call the Missoula Mavericks is running. So we bring up Brendan Hill now, top of the order, bottom of the first inning. Mavericks lead 4-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Loaded bases and 2 outs. And the first pitch to Hill will be ball 1. Hill had a ground out to start the game. In the bottom of the first here. Mavericks batting around, as they say. Okay, thank you to my good friend Paul Yarbrough. It is 10 runs in postseason. Paul Yarbrough, the golden voice of summer for the Missoula Mavericks, as this pitch winds up over the plate for Hill. 1-1 on the count. Hurst and Hill bounces this one back down the third base line, and the runner will beat out the play as Stensrud steps on the plate, and the Mavericks extend it to 5-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. 2 outs. So it takes us to Dane Frazier. Loaded bases. Hill at first, Bay at second, and Clausen at third. And Frazier will take the pitch for strike 1. 0-1 on the count. The pitch, and Frazier rolls this one into left field. They'll bring Clausen home. Bay rounds the corner at third, and it'll be 2 runs scored off the single by Frazier. And the Mavericks extend it 7-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. We come to Trad Richardson now. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Bottom of the first inning. And an outside pitch will bring up ball 1 to Richardson. Richardson was walked earlier in the inning, his first at bat. Braden Hurst on the 5 Valado pitcher's mound now. And this one bounces out. Shortstop gets it in the glove, bobbles the throw to first, and it will beat Richardson out. That will end the inning. The Mavericks score 7 runs to take a 7-0 lead. Top of the second, right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop into 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Top of the second inning, Mavericks lead the Great Falls Chargers 7-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. So the Mavericks have given Dylan Chalmers the comfort of a lead. Dilly, the ace for the Mavericks. He's got 12 pitches in his first inning, 7 of them over the plate. It is Travis Stoddard, the first baseman, to lead off. 5, 6, 7 batters due up on the inning. Stoddard, Marr, and Hurst. And Chalmers will deliver over the plate for strike 1 to start the inning out. Tyler Marr in the on-deck circle. Here's a swing for strike 2. 0-2 on the count now. There's a gate open down the third baseline. Forster, and it'll be a strikeout looking, the third strikeout in 5 batters for Chalmers. Brings up Tyler Marr, the third baseman. Your Mavericks infield set. Charlie Kerrigan at first, Dayton Bay at second, Trad Richardson at third, Drew Stenzer. Does this one will be bounced out to Richardson? The throw to first, Kerrigan's there, stuck on the bag, and the ground out will start the game. Or start the inning, I should say. Braden Hurst with 2 outs comes to the plate. Foul ball into the breezeway down the first base line will bring up strike 1. For Hurst. He'll have another foul ball back into Clausen, and that'll bring up strike 2. 0-2 on the count. 2019 AA state tournament, and a swinging strike will end the inning. Mavericks toughen up the defense. Bottom of 2 after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN as we move to the bottom of the second inning. The Missoula Mavericks leading the Great Falls Chargers 7-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. For the Mavericks, it's the 4, 5, 6 batters. Bridger Johnson to lead off. Stuart Long on deck and Charlie Kurgan in the hole. And the first pitch to Johnson will be in for a ball. Braden Hurst on the 5 Valley Yellow pitcher's mound for the Chargers. He would take over for Lowry in the bottom of the first. As this one's rolled out, the first baseman will have it in the dirt, and he'll win the race to the bag. Ground out starts the inning with an out for the Mavericks. So that brings up Stuart Long for the Mavericks, the designated hitter.
Designated hitter number 2, Stuart Long.
Here's the pitch. Outside. Brings up a ball to Long. Stuart Long would have an RBI with a double, or a double with an RBI in his first at-bat. A swing will bring up strike 1. 1-1 on the count. So the next game coming up is at 4 o'clock. And that's the Billings Scarlets, number 7 seeded Billings Scarlets, taking on the number 2 seeded Bozeman Bucks, as this one's going to bounce in front of the plate to bring up ball 2. 2-1 on the count to Stewie. And the Mavericks, they've traveled well. All the teams so far today. Of course, it's the state tournaments. It's the Saturday and Sunday portion of it. As this one's rolled out, shortstop on the backhand. The throw to first is just ahead of Stewie. And back-to-back groundouts will bring up 2 outs for the Mavericks.
First baseman number 22, Charlie Kurgan.
So that brings up Charlie Kurgan now, the first baseman. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to Kurgan, outside, ball 1. But all the both teams this morning, Helena and Kalispell, had a healthy group of fans. As we go back outside, ball 2, 2-0 on the count. And then the Chargers and the Mavericks with a healthy group of fans here as well. Looks like the bus driver even got to bring his wife on the trip this time. Here's Kurgan bouncing it down the third base line, and the foul ball will bring up strike 1. 2-1 on the count to the first baseman. Starting to get a little bit of a breeze here in Billings. Dealer Park is the home of the 2019 AA Legion State Tournament. Kurgan will hold off, and we'll get ball 3, 3-1. Set right below the rim here in Billings, as they call it. And Kurgan with a foul ball takes us to a full count, 3-2. The Billings Airport right above us on the rim. It's a beautiful location. Kurgan punches it high into left field. Center fielder will come over. Left fielder says he's got it. Center fielder calls him off, and the inning is over on the pop fly. No runs scored by the Mavericks. It stays 7-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Bottom of 2 right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN as we've got the top of the third inning. Mavericks lead 7-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. The bottom of the order, 8-9 batters due up with Keaton Clark, the 8-spot batter, at the plate. He's going to bounce this one right to Chalmers. Chalmers knocks it down. Throw to first is ahead of the runner, and the ground out will start the inning. 1 away.
Left fielder number 4, Logan Houston.
We come to Logan Houston. And Houston will lay off for strike 1. A bouncer picked up by Stensrud. He'll have the throw to first. Kurgan stands on the bag, and a ground ball to third will be the second out of the inning.
Shortstop number 22, Cal Cromwell.
Brings up Cal Cromwell now for the Mavericks, or for the Chargers. 2 outs, nobody on, top of 3. And I'm not quite sure if you can see it very well in the stream, but in the outfield, the Mustangs with their new scoreboard, Billings Mustangs Pioneer League team, is the first pitch into Cromwell will be a ball. And they've got the boys' pictures as a pitch comes over the plate for strike 1, 1-1. So each time one of the young men comes up to bat, their image comes up on the scoreboard. Pretty cool here at Dealer Park. Inside pitch brings up ball 2, 2-1. When we were here for Mother's Day weekend back in May, they were the Mustangs as the upstairs pitch brings up ball 3, 3-1. They were working on getting the new scoreboard installed, and the Royals were actually having to have somebody sit out underneath the scoreboard as the pitch over the plate will bring up the full count at 3-2. Bierstead, the plate umpire, Cameron Bierstead. Ron Prokup is at first, and Tim Vigilotti is at third as Chalmers will step off the rubber. And the Great Falls fans wanting a balk call. Conversation between player and umpire. Crowd wanting a balk called. It was great on a Wednesday night having Paul Yarbrough on the call for the Mavericks and Senators as this pitch comes in, and it'll walk the batter with 2 outs. So Derek Spring, bottom of the order at the plate. Or Derek Spring is actually number 2 spot in the order. I was looking at the wrong lineup. Spring's going to go. Clausen will have the throw, and Spring slides in. It'll be ball 1. Stolen base by Spring. Back to Wednesday night, though. The Mavericks falling to the Helena Senators in the final game of the season, non-conference game in Helena. But it was great having Paul on the call of the game on Wednesday night. He's so good. He had the balk call before the umpires. Outside pitch brings up ball 2. They got it strike on the board. 1-1. Okay, that's what I thought. Here's the pitch. Spring jumps, and a foul ball will bring us to strike 2. 2 outs, top of 3. Mavericks lead 7-0 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Check swing, and it'll be a pitch off of Clausen, advancing the batter, or the runner, I apologize, to third. And we'll be even on the count at 2 apiece. Two outs. Here's the pitch by Chalmers. And a check swing will roll out to Richardson. He'll attack the ball. The throw to first is not in time. The runner will reach, and Cromwell will score.
Right fielder number 33, Andrew Paradise.
So the Chargers get on. They have their first hit of the game. And it's now 7-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Here's a chopper down the first base line by Andrew Paradise. Foul for strike 1. And once again, the man, the myth, the legend, Paul Yarbrough, explaining that it's no balk with bases empty except for something like a quick pitch, as Chalmers will throw to first. So that was the discussion being had. Everybody wanted the call, but a balk advances runners on bases. Well, if there's nobody there to advance, there's no call. Inside pitch over the plate brings up strike 2. 0-2 on the count. 2 outs. Top of 3. Here's the pitch by Chalmers. Swung on. This one's going to foul back into the netting, and we stay at 0-2. And I've got my pitch count incorrect on the scoreboard here. Runner's going to go, and we'll have ball. So Spring taking the base. And there's a runner at second with 2 outs now. 1-2 on the count. To the right fielder. And that's a strikeout to end the inning. Mavericks allow 1 run by the Chargers at 7-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Bottom of the 3rd, right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN.
When your workout window is small, you don't want to travel far, wait for parking, and hope for an open machine. Let Fuel Fitness and Nutrition ignite your life with no waiting. Fuel has plentiful parking and 30,000 square feet of weight and cardio training equipment. When you want it, you'll get it at Fuel. Businesses, don't hesitate to sign up with Fuel. We have enough parking and equipment to handle your entire staff and 24/7 access so they can get in shape around work schedules. Ignite your life with no waiting at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition in the Holiday Village Shopping Center.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Bottom of the third inning here at the second game of the 2019 AA Legion State Tournament. Mavericks leading the Chargers 7-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. It is Drew Stensrud to lead off. 7-8-9 batters due up as Braden Hurst continues his duty on the 5 Valley Auto pitcher's mound. Here's Stensrud. First pitch swung on into center field. In the glove, one pitch, one out on a pop fly. Brings up Andrew Clausen now for the Mavericks, the catcher. Bounces in the dirt. Ball one. Clausen was walked his first at bat. As Dayton Bay, bottom of the order, stands in the on-deck circle. Swung on. Strike one. 1-1. Winner of this game moves on, and they'll face the winner of the 7 o'clock game between the Royals and the Elks. Here's a swing by Clausen to bring up strike two. 1-2 on the count. We've already had one game decided, as the opening game would go in favor of the Helena Senators 3-2 over the Kalispell Lakers. Senators number 6 in the seating, the Kalispell Lakers, and it'll be a strikeout swinging for Clausen for the second out. So we drop to the bottom of the order for the Mavericks, Dayton Bay. Mavericks bringing in 7 runs in the opening inning to have the 7-1 lead over the Chargers. Here's a roller out to third, throw down the line to first, and it's 1-2-3 for the Mavericks. Top of the fourth, right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Some changes in life are too painful to go through alone, and Cunningham Law can help in making difficult decisions from divorce to child custody. Kyle Cunningham focuses solely on family law. Cunningham Law will help you land on your feet when big changes come to your family and life. Visit www.familylawmontana.com or give Kyle a call at 406-203-4678 today. Cunningham Law Services. You don't have to go through this alone. Cunningham Law is a proud sponsor of the Northwest Regional Tournament.
The Chris Stratton Show is Missoula's resource for local high school sports. Get fresh takes like...
But this year shows a lot of difference. We're all working together. We're having fun. We're competing. No injuries. And I think we're just there.
Get the rest of the show by downloading the podcast on iTunes or at www.thechrisstrattonshow.com.
To MPSN, Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Top of the fourth inning, Mavericks lead 7-1 over the Great Falls Chargers. Game 2 of the 2019 AA Legion State Tournament. Winner of this game will face the winner of the 7 o'clock game, Lethbridge and Royals. Dylan Chalmers with the first pitch of the inning, and he'll deliver over the plate for strike one. Top of the four, Chalmers 41 pitches coming in, 27 of them over the plate, as this one will foul back at us. That does not include the 2 pitches he's got in the inning. Here's a bouncer out to Bay. The throw to first, and it's 1 out. Brings up the first baseman, Travis Stouter, the number 5 spot batter. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Dilly. And he'll bounce this one right at Dilly off the ankle. Richardson with the catch, the throw to first, and it's just ahead. Great play by Richardson at the shortstop position. We'll give Chalmers the assist on the play as he slowed the ball down with his right ankle. 2 away. Takes us to Tyler Marr, the third baseman. Chalmers with the pitch. Inside for ball 1. Low in the zone, brings up ball 2, 2-0. So the boys of summer finishing out, and this is really tight across the gut for ball 3, 3-0 on the count to Marr. Hurst in the on-deck circle as Dilly delivers over the plate for strike 1, 3-1 on the count. The boys of summer finishing out their season this weekend. Bouncer out to Richardson. He'll attack the ball, throw to first, and he's got to get off the bag. And they're going to say the runner reaches. I'm going to imagine they're going to give that an error to Richardson. We'll hold and see what the official score, and that is exactly what they'll do. That brings up Braden Hurst now with a runner at first and 2 outs. 1 error so far on the game coming to the Mavericks. Here's a blast high and foul up over our heads for strike 1 to Hurst. Braden Hurst, the pitcher now for the for the Chargers. Struck out swinging. He'll reach for this one. Dilly will pick it up. Takes a moment. Gathers, throws to Kurgan, and the inning is over. 1 runner left behind, no runs scored, and the bottom of the 4th coming up right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of
Did your computer go down? Don't worry, Mike's Print and Copy has computer rentals available until you can get your computer replaced. In addition to computer rentals, Mike's has self-serve copiers so you can take care of your printing needs at your time. Do you have large-scale printing that needs to be done? From high-tech blueprints to large quantities, Mike's Print and Copy is your print store. Stop in and say hi to Mike at their new location at 1605 South Avenue West in Missoula. Mike's Print and Copy, proud sponsors of the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, Mavericks lead the Chargers. Sorry, the Helena Senators getting the win in the first game. 7-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Brendan Hill will lead things off for the Mavericks, top of the order in the bottom of the 4th. Hill, Frazier on deck, and Trad Richardson in the hole. Our officials, Cameron Bierstedt is behind the plate. Ron Prokup is the first base umpire, and at third is Tim Vigalotti. I'll try to say that correctly eventually. So Hill steps in. And Hurst with the pitch. Over the plate for strike 1. Braden Hurst would come in for Josh Lowry in the bottom of the first inning as the Mavericks would score 3 runs right out of the gate. And then it didn't get any better because there were loaded bases, and the Mavericks would end up pinning 7 runs on the on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Even count at 1 apiece for Hill. Hill with a ground out, his first at-bat, and a single, his second. Those were both in the first inning. Hill will lay off. It'll come across the plate, and 1-2 on the count. Here's the pitch. bounces in front of the plate, and we're even at 2 apiece. 2-2. Leadoff batter starting the inning. Gorgeous day here. The sun's not out, but the cloud cover still makes it a beautiful day. Keeping the weather down as Hill fouls this one backwards, and we stay at 2-2. The pitch by Hurst, and Hill rolls it out. Shortstop picks it up in the dirt. The throw to first, and Hill not able to beat out the ball, and there's one away. Hill, the fastest Maverick on the team, and I've been debated several times if he's the fastest player in the past 5 years. A lot of people, with good reason, giving Nick Jovetic the nod in the speed column, but Hill, he's got some speed too. So Dane Frazier stands at the plate. He'll take a swing for strike one. 0-1 on the count to Frazier. Frazier with a ground out and a single, his first 2 at-bats, both of them coming in the bottom of the first inning. Mavericks lead 7-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Here is the pitch by Hurst, and that'll come foul. Back at us, 0-2 on the count to the right fielder. Dane this year, he has been the lockdown first baseman for the Mavericks the last 2 seasons, as well as putting in some healthy duty on the 5 Valley pitcher's mound, as this one's laid off for ball 1-2. But this year, senior, a leader, well, he's had some fun as the Mavericks have been able to put some pieces together. And this drops in to even us out at 2 apiece on the count. So in the non-conference beginning of the season, Daner spent, I think it was 3, maybe 4 games behind the plate at the catcher position. When I talked to him over winter, as we'll get a full count at 3-2 off that pitch. When I talked to him over the winter about it, he was very excited, and he had a gleam in his eye about getting behind the plate and doing some catching. And then once we got into conference season, well, Dane found himself out in right field, and that arm of his, as it's going to be a strikeout for Frazier for the second out. He tossed the bat and made his way. But our umpire saying strike 3. Brings up Trad Richardson with 2 outs and nobody on. Bottom of 4. We're 1 hour and 1 minute into the game. The next game coming up at 4, as we have the outside pitch for ball 1. That'll be Bozeman and the Billings Scarlets. And Richardson fouls it off. 1-1 on the count.
Please return all foul balls to the front gate for 3 wings.
They're giving wings away for foul balls. That is amazing. Here's Hurst with the pitch. And that's going to tag Richardson. And the Mavericks will have a runner at first off the hit by pitch with 2 outs. Brings up Bridger Johnson for the Mavericks. Johnson, a new addition to the Double-A squad this year, and he has been a fixture for these Mavericks at that Double-A, or at that left field position, and then his bat has been consistent throughout the season, putting him in the ranks, or the top ranks, as Richardson's going to get the free base on the ball pitch. 1-0 on the count to Johnson. Johnson a triple that brought in a run for the Mavericks in the first inning, and then he had a ground out his last at bat. 2 outs, Richardson at second, and Johnson with a foul ball down the third base line brings up 1-1 on the count. Braden Hurst waiting for the pitch from Keaton Clark. Now he'll stretch. And a step off the rubber forces Richardson back to second. Here at Dealer Park in Billings, it's 3:29 down the third base line. We've got 4:10 to center field and 3:50 down the first base line. Pitch inside is on the plate for strike 2, 1-2 on the count. Now, in center field on the right side, if you can see the Billings Clinic sign, there's actually a jog in the wall. And it was explained in the coaches meeting last night, if the ball hits the brick on that wall, that's a hit by pitch on Bridger Johnson, and that'll bring out Coach Forrester to check in with his pitcher once again. Back-to-back hit by pitches to put runners on for the Mavericks. And Forrester's just going to converse with his infield and his pitcher. But as I was saying, out in center field to the right of center field, there's a sign that says Billings Clinic. Well, right above that sign, there is actually a jog in the wall, and you guys can't hardly see it because of the pole in the way, but right behind that pole, there's a jog in the wall. And on top of that jog is some bricks. We were told last night in the coaches meeting by the officiating staff that if the ball hits the brick in that jog, it is a home run. The way that wall jogs, and it's not very long. I think it's about a 4-foot jog in the wall where it deepens. And this is a hit to Stuart Long. Loaded bases on hit by pitches. And Long will jog down 2 outs as Charlie Kurgan comes to the plate. And things could get very ugly here in the bottom of the first. So Kurgan steps up with loaded bases and 2 outs. No movement in the bullpen, so Forrester letting his man go. And Kurgan will roll this one out. Shortstop between his legs. That'll bring home Richardson. On his way home is Johnson, and it'll be 2 runs scored for the Mavericks as the ball rolled between the legs of Cal Cromwell. And I'm just waiting to see if that is going to be an error on the shortstop as Drew Stensrud comes to the plate, and they are going to mark that as an error. Here's a blast to the shortstop. He'll have the throw to second, touch on the bag, and it ends the inning. Mavericks with 2 runs to make it 9-1. We'll be back with the top of the 5th right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Hey, are you gonna try out that new gym? I hear it's really cheap.
Not a chance. They don't have group exercise classes with awesome instructors like we get at Fuel. And the owners are in New York City. What?
New York City? Mm-hmm. The New York way is not the Montana way, so no way.
Fuel Fitness and Nutrition, your Montana born and bred fitness chain. And unlike the others, we never close.
Warning, warning.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning, warning. This is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half-price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we've got a change in the lineup. Zach Hangus has come in He stands at first, taking over for Charlie Kerrigan. Chalmers, first pitch of the inning by Keaton Clark is fouled off, and Hangus lets it go into the second row. Foul ball. Now, when we were here just before the 4th at the end of June, Hangus would actually go for one out there, the same spot, and it was a little scary as he is one of the taller Mavericks, and he would take a shot to the knees, got back up, and it was fine. Pitch over the plate to Clark will bring up strike 2. 0-2 on the count to Clark. Bottom of the order scheduled up, 8-9 batters as this one's bounced into center field, and Clark will be on base for the first time today. No outs. Takes us to the bottom of the order, Logan Houston, as the Chargers have put a body into the bullpen. And that'll be number 3. Wait for him to turn. There it is, number 3. As Houston takes strike 1. Logan Houston, bottom of the order, ground out his first at bat. Pitch over the plate. Brings up strike 2. 1-2 on the count. And a swing. Brings up strike 3, and there is
shortstop number 22, Cal Crum.
the first out of the inning. Brings up Cal Cromwell. Top of the order. 1 out. Throw to first. So, Chaz Stevens goes to the bullpen for the Chargers while the Chargers are at bat. Dylan Chalmers from the Vive Valley Auto Pitcher's Mound. This is bounced out. Richardson will step on the bag at second. Throw to first, and the double play will clear the bases and end the inning. Mavericks will bat top of 5 or bottom of 5 right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
If you're looking to upgrade your car, stop by Five Valley Auto Sales. From the moment you walk through the door, you'll be in for the best car buying experience ever. From their large inventory to their experienced staff, Five Valley Auto Sales is committed to helping you find the right car for you. View their featured vehicles online at www.5valleyautosales.com or stop by their location at 3300 South Reserve Street in Missoula. Five Valley Auto Sales is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on MPSN. Do you have a property you'd like to sell? Maybe you're looking for a new place to call your own. Well, you're in luck because the Kelly Touch is the local realtor for you. Whether small or large, the Kelly Touch would love to help you find your piece of Montana to call home. From Kalispell to Florence, the Kelly Touch has the experience to help you buy or sell property throughout western Montana. The Kelly Touch, your professional real estate needs met. The Kelly Touch is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN as we have got a change on the mound as Chaz Stevens will come in. For the Chargers. A move to left field for Lowry, and Braden Hurst will go back. And it's Josh Banderup. Okay. They've got it as Chaz Stevens in the book here. And then Braden Hurst goes back to center field. So Banderob on the bump. Josh Lowry in left and Braden Hurst in center. Those are the changes. Houston is done. For the Mavericks, it is the catcher, Andrew Clausen, to lead off the inning. So 8-9 batters scheduled up with Dayton Bay in the on-deck circle. They have Banderob in the book as number 6, as Clausen is going to foul this one off for a strike. 0-1 on the count. Bottom of 5. Clausen will take the pitch, making an even count at 1 apiece. Keaton Clark, the catcher, looking to the dugout for the pitch. And now Banderob will step off the rubber. Bottom of 5 in a 7-inning game. Mavericks lead 9-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard, and a high pitch to Clausen will bring up ball 2. 2-1 on the count. Inside, and they're going to say that hit Clausen. So the Mavericks will have a runner on from the hit by pitch.
Second baseman number 1, Dayton Bay.
Brings up the bottom of the order for the Mavericks, Dayton Bay, and Hathaway will verbally instruct Bay. No outs. And the Chargers pitchers the last couple of innings have struggled with hit by pitches. There would be 3 in a row in the bottom of the 4th as Bay lets the pitch come by for strike 1. Banderob looking to close this game out. Outside on the second baseman, 1-1 on the count. Here's the pitch by Banderob. And Bay will take it off the grips of the bat. It's going to be an infield fly taken by Derek Spring, and there is 1 out. Swings us to the top of the order for the Mavericks with 1 out and 1 on. Brings up Brendan Hill. Hill had a single his second at bat, but bookend with groundouts as this pitch is over the plate for strike 1. Banderob with the stretch and set. And Hill bounces it out, picked up by the second baseman. He'll look to first, and Hill is out, advancing Clausen. Ground ball brings up the second out of the inning. Runner at second. Takes us to Dane Frazier for the Mavericks. Clark taking a moment with his pitcher, Banderob. Our officials, Cameron Bierstead behind the plate. Ron Prokup is the first base umpire, and Tim Vigliotti is at third. 3-man crew for the tournament. They'll add another official for Tuesday and Wednesday's games. Banderob now with the first pitch to Frazier, and he'll deliver a high pitch. It's going to be in the zone, though, for strike 1. 0-1. So the Billings Scarlets and the Bozeman Bucks coming up after this game at 4 o'clock. Scarlets in the building. They've been doing batting practice. As this one comes inside for ball one. 1-1 on the count to the right fielder. Frazier settling back in. Clausen at second. 2 outs. Bottom of 5. Mavericks lead 9-1. Frazier rolls it out to the shortstop. He'll have a good look. He thought about going to third, but throws to first, and that ends the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Mavericks leading 9-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Back after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Did your computer go down? Don't worry. Mike's Print and Copy has computer rentals available until you can get your computer replaced. In addition to computer rentals, Mike's has self-serve copiers so you can take care of your printing needs at your time. Do you have large-scale printing that needs to be done? From high-tech blueprints to large quantities, Mike's Print and Copy is your print store. Stop in and say hi to Mike at their new location at 1605 South Avenue West in Missoula. Mike's Print and Copy, proud sponsors of the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Have you recently found yourself in a situation where you need a lawyer? Give our friends at Tip Coburn & Associates a call today. They have been practicing injury, employment, and criminal defense in addition to other areas of law for the past 55 years. Give Tip Coburn & Associates a call today at 406-549-5186 or stop by their website at www.tipcoburnandassociates.com. Tip Coburn & Associates, lawyers fighting for Montana since 1959 and proud sponsors of Missoula Prep Sports on MPSN.
Welcome back to MPSN. Top of the 6th inning. Mavericks lead 9-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. Derek Spring will lead things off for the Great Falls Chargers. And the first pitch by Dylan Chalmers is ball 1. This one's delivered over the plate to make it an even count at 1 apiece. Chalmers, 62 pitches, 43 over the plate as this one gets away from Clausen, and we'll have ball 2, 2-1. So 2, 3, 4 batters due up for the Chargers. Spring at the plate to lead off, as we'll have ball 3, 3-1. Andrew Paradise is in the on-deck circle for Great Falls, and Josh Lowry is in the hole. This one's bounced to Hangus. Hangus will win the race to the bag, and we've got 1 out here in the top of the 6th.
Right fielder number 33, Andrew Paradise.
And Stuart Long up in the bullpen for the Mavericks, as Andrew Paradise comes to the plate, and Chalmers will deliver over the plate for strike 1. So Chalmers at 66 pitches. I imagine that when he gets under 80, and here's a swing as Chalmers slid on the pitch on top of the mound. 0-2 on the count. Foul ball will keep Paradise alive. Paradise a fly out and then struck out looking his 2 at-bats on the day. Here's one into center field. Hill races up on it in the glove, and there's 2 away. Takes us to Josh Lowry now. Lowry in left field. He started out on the 5 Valley pitcher's mound, but 7 batters into as he's going to pop this one into right field. Frazier's going to track it down. Frazier with position in the glove, and the inning's over. 1, 2, 3 for the Chargers. Mavericks get to bat right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
The Chris Stratton Show is Missoula's resource for local high school sports. Get fresh takes like...
But this year shows a lot of difference. We're all working together. We're having fun. We're competing. No injuries. And I think we're just there.
Get the rest of the show by downloading the podcast on iTunes or at www.thechrisstrattonshow.com.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we drop to the bottom of the sixth inning. Mavericks leading 9-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. It would be a big first inning for the Mavericks as they would bat through the order, scoring 7 runs. The Chargers would get on the board in the third with their 1 run, and then the Mavericks swung back in the bottom of the fourth with 2 to make it 9-6. Mavericks with 9 runs off of 6 hits, 1 error, and have left 5 behind. Josh Banderob back on the 5 Valor pitcher's mound, and he will face Trad Richardson. First pitch to Richardson will be a ball, 1-0. Richardson, a walk, a ground out, and was hit by a pitch his last at bat. Stuart Long is in the bullpen for the Mavericks. And Richardson takes this one for a ride into center field. Center fielder backs up. Hurst puts it in the glove, and we've got the first out of the inning. Brings up Bridger Johnson for the Mavericks. Winner of the game will face the winner of the Royals Lethbridge game coming up at 7 tonight. That'll be at 7 tomorrow night. The loser will go to the 1 o'clock game to face the loser of that Royals Elks game. First pitch in to Johnson is a ball. 1-0 on the count. Here's the stretch and set by Banderob. Outside, and we'll have ball 2, 2-0. We saw the Chargers to open up the season in Missoula, and then we would travel the next week, and that one's behind Johnson. He kind of had defensively get out of the way. We go to ball 3. And I guess we had a strike there. So that will be ball 3. So 3-1 on the count as I was off on the count. Here's the pitch, and Johnson, foul ball, takes us to a full count. Bridger Johnson, a triple, a ground out, and was hit by a pitch his last at bat. Johnson, foul ball as it rolls out to the pitcher. We stay at 3-2. So the Helena Senators picking up the first win of the tournament, knocking off the Kalispell Lakers 3-2 to open up the day. Mavericks leading 9-1 now. Here's Johnson, rolled out to the shortstop. Cromwell with it in the dirt. The throw to first, and Stouter sticks the bag. That's 2 outs. Takes us to the designated hitter, Stuart Long.
Designated hitter number 2, Stuart Long.
Vanderrob with the stretch. And Long will call time. Stuart Long, a double, a ground out, and he was hit by a pitch his last at-bat. That inning would have Long, Johnson, and Richardson all hit by pitches in order as we get strike one now. Vanderrob with the pitch. And Stewie will foul this one down the third base line to bring up strike two. 0-2 on the count. We saw Long in the bullpen warming up while the Mavericks were infield. Chalmers at 70 pitches. I imagine we'll see Chalmers for a couple of batters, and then Long will take over unless Hathaway sticks him right in there, sticks Long right in, as Long will punch this one high and shallow in right field. Paradise is there, and that is the end of the sixth. All or nothing for the Chargers coming up top of 7. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
The Missoula Prep Sports Network is Missoula's home for high school sports, and we need your help. MPSN is looking for local businesses to help us cover our local high school athletes by advertising their business on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. If you know of a business that would be interested in helping the Missoula Prep Sports Network in our coverage of high school sports in the Missoula area, drop us a line by using the Contact Us link at MPSN406.com. MPSN, Missoula's home for Missoula's prep sports heroes.
Hey, are you going to try that new gym? I hear it's really cheap.
No way. They don't care what we eat. They serve pizza and bagels, and the owners are in New York City.
What? New York City? That really tans my hide.
Fuel Fitness and Nutrition, your Montana born and bred fitness chain. And unlike the others, we never close.
Welcome back to MPSN. Top of the 7th inning. Mavericks lead 9-1 on the Fast Trip Conoco scoreboard. It is Travis Stouter to start things off for the Chargers. Dylan Chalmers on the mound, and he'll throw a strike to start the inning. So 5, 6, 7 in the order in the top of the 7th. Chargers with 8 runs to extend it. As this one's bounced out, Richardson will pick it up on the fringe. The throw to first is just ahead of the batter. And that's one away. Chalmers at 72 pitches. Now, the Mavericks wanting to keep him under 80, and the reason being is the way that the rest works for pitch counts. Chalmers would be able to pitch again in the tournament upstairs for a ball to Tyler Marr. Marr ground out in an error. But the way that the pitching rules work, if you stay under 80 pitches, it limits your time off. Foul ball brings up strike one, a 1-1 on the count. Here's a shot into center field. It's going to come down. Hill will have to chase it down. Marr is around first and will stand up at second. And that will put a runner on board for the Chargers with one out. Brings up Braden Hurst now. So looking at things here, and Chalmers will be done, and we'll have a changeover. So I'll go over that after Dylan Chalmers, or after Stuart Long warms up. Mavericks lead 9-1. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Warning, warning.
Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash are at it again. They've taken what was already the best wash in town, the best value in town, and made it even better. Now, whenever you gas up your rig at Fast Trip Conoco, you can clean it up for half price. Yeah, you heard that right. When you fuel up your car at Fast Trip Conoco, you can get any wash at Magic Touch Car Wash for half price.
Warning, warning, this is not a drill.
It's the Gas It Up, Clean It Up special at Fast Trip Conoco and Magic Touch Car Wash on reserve across from Larchmont.
Half-price wash only valid when purchased at the pump or in Fast Trip Conoco.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of prep sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Click on live, and then transfer it over to the right screen. So it brings up the live stuff. So you should have one that says audio. That blue line should be turned all the way up. And then do you have any other on the right? On the right. So in that little center thing down below, where it has all that audio stuff, on the right-hand side there's a way for you to scroll up and down. And I think what might be happening is the camera audio is turned on. So try to adjust that so that you can see all of the audio options in that mixer bar. It might be the other mic, but I want to check to make sure that your audio settings are correct. Okay, so the only thing that's registering is audio.
Catcher number 00, Keaton Clark.
Okay, so that's probably why you're getting echo. Switch it back to the USB and see if you get some sort of audio. You're not? Okay. And the blue line, is it all the way across the bottom for the USB? Huh? Okay. Okay, under which reading mode? Is it under audio? Okay. Okay. And mix auxiliary, that one doesn't have anything turned on to it? Okay, desktop audio doesn't have anything turned on? And video doesn't have anything turned on? And this is all in the mixer in the middle.